All right, today we are looking at how to set up an incubator to hatch chicken eggs. So the first thing you need to know is that you really want to set your incubator up ahead of time. It needs to be in an area free of drafts and out of direct sunlight. The best room temperature is between 70 and 80 degrees for your incubator. First thing you want to do is make sure your thermometers are accurate. The ideal temperature for incubation is 100.5 degrees. The model of incubator that we're using has a thermometer built in, a thermostat built in. But if you don't have that model, you can simply sit a mercury thermometer inside your incubator. There are some acceptable ranges, and that's about 99 to 101 degrees. You don't want to go much over that because that could be pretty catastrophic to your hatch. And the length of incubation will increase and decrease really based on the temperature of the incubator. So warmer, they may hatch faster. Cooler, it may take them just a little longer. Okay, so you want to make sure you fill your water channels and keep the level in your water channels constant. And the water channels are generally just a little plastic insert in your incubator, or sometimes your styrofoam is actually channeled at the bottom of your incubator. So we're going to go ahead and fill those water channels. Now, generally, when you add water to the incubator, it should be somewhat warm to the touch. During the last 2 days of incubation, you'll also want to add some moist sponges to your incubator because your humidity is going to naturally decrease just prior to your hatch. So, incubation for chicken eggs is 21 days. And you want to, before fecal matter or other debris on the eggs themselves, and you can actually take that off with a fine-grained sandpaper or nail file before you put the eggs in the incubator. When we're setting our eggs, we want to make sure each egg is marked using a pencil, not a permanent marker. You can use a pencil or a crayon, but nothing is that's going to soak through the. So one side should have an X and the other side an O, just like tic-tac-toe, and that's going to help us when we get ready to do the turning process. So we're going to set all our eggs in the incubator. And you notice there's a screen on top of the water channels, so we're not putting our eggs directly in water. We're just using those water channels to establish some humidity for our eggs. Some incubators are equipped with automatic turners, so that you don't actually have to turn the eggs. This is a basic model where we'll actually get some exposure to our eggs and be able to be actively involved with the process. So after you set your eggs, the temperature will drop a little bit, but it's going to rebound shortly. You're going to turn your eggs about 3 times per day. And then once you've got them set, you go ahead and set the lid. Day 7, 14, and 18, those are pretty good days to candle your eggs, do what's called a candling process, and that will actually let you use light to see what's going on inside the egg. So that's kind of a neat process. So on day 4, so let's talk about what's going on inside the eggs as they're hatching. On day 6, we'll show you what that looks like. On day 6, the beak actually begins to form inside the egg. The brain's in place, it has no skull, and the eyes, see those big old eyes, are present with no lids. And you'll see the leg and the wing buds start to develop on day 6. Then on day 9, on day 9 of development, actually all the parts of our chicken are in place. And for the remainder of incubation, the chick is actually going to start to grow and feathers are going to start to form. On day 18, the chick is actually fully grown and ready to begin the hatching process, which again, for chickens, will start around 21, give or take a day or 2, depending on the temperature of your incubator. So that's it. That's setting up our incubator. The last step for us with this incubator is to plug it in and get started, and then keep an eye on our YouTube channel, and we'll come back as these chicks develop, and hopefully you'll get to see a pretty good hatch 21 days from now, as live as we can make it. From Currituck County Cooperative Extension, enjoy.